All right, Ryan from Charlotte, got in the business in 2020, and you've been through prospecting boot camp, sales rocket, both of those in 2024. So you're kind of new to the Glover U system, which is actually one of the reasons why we put you up here, because you took it and ran with it. When you look at what you took away from your experience in 76 Hard, what comes to mind?
Yeah, I think definitely the accountability and intentionality in my business.
Okay.
As you mentioned yesterday, high eyes have a double-edged sword to them.
Yeah, we do.
So I know I can turn it on when I need to, and that was what you saw in my business, a roller coaster effect.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing was the accountability and intentionality for 76 days.
So when you say intentionality, what do you mean by intentionality for 76 days versus your intentions prior? Because I'm sure your intentions prior were always good. What changed?
Knowing that I had to do 4 tasks daily for the most part, and I really didn't want to check my email at that point, as before Kyle mentioned. Check my texts, check my emails, respond, fix a problem. And when 76 Hard started and just those daily tasks, I didn't want to do any of that, and I wanted to be intentional on what was asked of me to do every day prior to even getting to those problems, emails, and phone calls.
So the tasks. Did it feel like, and this is really a question for all of you guys, did it feel like homework, or did it feel like this is probably what I'm supposed to be doing every day anyways?
Yeah, so I'm on a team, so I knew I was supposed to be doing this stuff every day. In some days it felt like homework, right? Because you do catch a little bit of steam, you catch a little bit of momentum, and it's like, I just had 3 closings, may not need this. So I'd say some days it felt like tasks, but for the most part, it was like, I need to do this to continue to have success in my business.
That's right. I'm glad you stuck with it.
Yeah.
It's on.
Say add there too. Sorry. We post the homework every day at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's done on purpose. So that way, when you wake up, you know what your day, what we're asking you to do that day. So it's also when you're waking up and maybe you want to get distracted and start looking at something else and start handling this fire, you see that you have to do 90 minutes of prospecting. You see that you have to write 5 handwritten cards. You see that you have to call a role play partner and do all of these things. It's done intentionally to set your day straight and help remind you this is what you're supposed to be doing and not getting distracted.
Yeah. One of the things you said to me, Ryan, on the phone was your habits and goals are now in alignment. What did you mean by that?
Yeah, so I always had, good goals, sell, 3 homes a month on average. And, but if you looked at my habits, they weren't going to sell 3 homes a month, and someone always says your cash follows your calendar. And if you looked at my calendar, it had all the right things, but I wasn't doing all the right things, because I didn't have those habits that 76 Hard coaches every single day. You have to do it every single day. And so I think now they're more in alignment. My goal is to sell 36 homes this year. That's 3 homes a month. And I have the habits to do so.
Yeah, and the ability. There's no doubt about that.
Correct.
So I asked you about your favorite thing about 76 Hard. Talk to me about that, your daily game plan.
Yeah, I think, a lot of us, or I can speak for myself, I guess, is that, we want to be a good agent. We want to sell a lot of homes, but sometimes we maybe lack that game plan of what you need to do every day to do so.
Yeah.
And 7 a.m. Eastern, you have that Facebook notification of 4 things you need to do that day that's going to move your business forward. So I think the daily game plan, where you can attack each day and know exactly what you need to do, paid dividends.
Gotcha. All right. And the lesson and the takeaway there is, whether you get into 76 Hard or not, what is your daily game plan? Honestly. Like, forget about, hashtag 5 a.m. club and all that other stuff. Just what's your daily game plan every single day? This made it easy on you because we were giving you the plan. You don't have to use our plan. You can use anybody's plan. But what is your daily game plan? Everyone in the room should have one. So when we look at where your business is coming from, specifically you mentioned database, expireds, for sell by owners, and internet leads. How did you incorporate those 4 into the program?
Yeah, so last year my business was 80% buyers and 20% sellers. Up until August of this year, it was 80% buyers and 20% sellers. So 76 Hard, with taking on more sellers, it was stepping out of your comfort zone, dialing the for sale by owners, dialing the expireds, and then internet leads come naturally through, our advertising.
Sure.
But the majority of my business through 76 Hard was database, the thank you cards. Actually grabbed 3 deals from handwritten letters, and then
3 deals that you can trace back to the handwritten letters that we had you do in 76
thank you. Yeah, thank you letter.
They
said they forgot about me, and I thought I was good at my database until they said that.
Right.
So, and then in expireds and for sale by owners. So that was new for me, and I was able to grab 3 3 expireds and then 1 for sale by owner. And then I still am on that 5-week follow-up plan for a few other for sale by owners.
Yeah. One of the things that you said to me on the phone when we were talking just about the event, you brought up the Admiral and Make Your Bed, his book. How does that book affect you, or how did that book impact you, or how are you taking that approach in your business?
Yeah, so maybe not even the book in general, great book, but I think just the title, Make Your Bed. And the principle behind that is, start each day with a completed task.
Yeah.
And then you carry momentum throughout the rest of your day. So that Make Your Bed in 76 Hard was write your script and role play.
The first task.
That you guys asked. And it was, recommended that we do it prior to 7 or 8 a.m., when we're supposed to be on the phones.
Yep.
So that was Make Your Bed. It was very hard to, one, I would not let my other partner down.
Yeah.
That's a big thing
That's
that
why
I
it
think
works.
carries it every single morning. So once I did that, it was like a small win.
Yeah.
And you carry that momentum.
And even though it wasn't a win that would it's not going to generate a lead
Right.
by writing a script or chanting a role play, but it was the first task.
Yes.
And then that led, when you looked at the piece of paper or the post in the Facebook group, task number 2.
Yeah.
Which was a little harder than task number 1.
Yeah.
But you had already completed task number 1, so again, kind of going back to the book, you're already got some momentum going and you're ready for number 2.
Yep. Exactly.
Awesome. Last question I have for you: how are the results still showing up for you today?
Yeah, so I got married November 30th, and right after 76 Hard, and I pulled the $1,000 from the wedding fund, like the money that we had budgeted for the wedding, because I knew I was, I thought about putting it on a credit card. If I don't do it, I don't get it back, But I was like, didn't tell the wife at first. Told her after I pulled it from.
You had like one less flower arrangement. A table was empty.
Exactly.
The guests were like, "What happened to our arrangement?"
Exactly. Yeah. So, and then through the deals that I did through 76 Hard helped us, take on very little debt for the wedding that we were paying for.
Yep.
So it was great. So go on our honeymoon, Christmas happens, a lot of money, more money spent. And I come back in January, I was like, let's see. 2 calls from my database from thank you cards. Those are the 2, 2 other deals. Come list me calls.
Yeah.
And then a buyer as well. So, and it worked out very well.
So you got your money back plus some.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it for Ryan. Nice job, Ryan.